It is the dawn of a new era in England. But before that, let's go back to the old era. 1986, the Amiga personal computer and the classic game Defender of the Crown. Taking the role of a feudal lord, the player has to unite England under his banner by strategic cunning, a catapult boulder and the tip of the sword. Fast forward to 2003 and we have a remake on the PC, PlayStation 2 and Xbox. The core of the game is the same and the mini-games have been given a facelift. Some were removed or others were added.
This round will return home overburdened with both pain.
The key change, however, is the inclusion of the plot-driven campaign. Robin Hood, previously a cameo character in the original game, is now the protagonist. After sweeping through Sherwood Forest and embarrassing the Sheriff of Nottingham, Robin teams up with Wilfred of Ivanhoe and the rest of his merry men to save England from greedy lords and the evil schemes of Prince King John. You can't have a Robin Hood game without archery. In fact, that is the very first thing you do in the game. Robin, sitting in a tree, preying on a wealthy merchant and his guards, introducing us to the new minigame in Defender of the Crown. This is something you can choose to do at any time in the campaign. Choosing an archery raid gives you the opportunity to make quite a bit of coin, depending on the difficulty of the target, though a good sword raid will yield more gold and is substantially easier. However, the archery raid is a safe option as the sword raid is all or nothing. Lose in a sword fight and you lose a turn. In an archery raid, you get gold per kill, and even if you fail the mission, you evade capture, though you lose all your earnings. So how does the archery raid work? Quite simply, there is only one type of bridge in all of England, and the riders casually pass through. Your goal is to take as many of them out as possible, simply by aiming your bow and letting loose. Regular soldiers are worth 5 gold. Knights are worth more, as are the saddlebag carrying soldiers. Carriages are worth a whopping 100 gold, as long as you eliminate everyone in it. To make life harder, archers will shoot back at you. A distinct whistle and visual cue alerts you to an incoming arrow, giving you the time to dodge. Naturally, taking out these archers is priority. They are, however, your only threat. Choose your targets wisely though, as being too focused on one soldier means that you lose the chance to engage new targets coming down the road. While this looks simple and straightforward, this is actually a lot harder than it looks. Believe me, I wrote a whole guide on this on GameFAQs over 10 years ago. The problem with archery in this game is the hit detection. This is no first-person shooter. You never quite get the feeling of which pixel the arrow is going to hit, and many times you swear you hit the guy. There is a system in place, so it's not broken, just really sensitive. I actually find that the advice I give to archers in real life applies here. Aim lower than you think you need to. Other than that, it's a repetitive minigame and, surprisingly, the one that requires the most skill and input. You won't see much of it in the campaign apart from some event triggers which give you bonus troops, but often appear at inopportune moments, resulting in lost turns and possibly lost games. While there are several story events that involve sword fighting, none involve archery, which is kind of disappointing. Outside of the archery raid minigame, archers appear as a battlefield unit. The original game lacked archers, and the revamped battle mode gives all units key roles. Archers are backline units, and are uniquely able to shoot on unit bases or directly on advancing enemies. In comparison, melee units have to advance down the lane. This actually makes large numbers of archers overpowered. A volley at the beginning will often wipe out the whole lane, and direct fire onto an advancing unit will also destroy it. Later in the game, the archer unit gains the ability to force an advancing unit back, making it even more useful. However, if your frontline units get wiped out, the archers are forced into the front, making them extremely vulnerable to melee attacks. As a result, You might end up keeping your melee units in reserve while your ranged units do the damage, only sending the cavalry and footmen out in defensive counterattacks to stop the lane from falling. For a simple game mode, it's surprisingly tactical. The minigames generally disappear as the game goes on, with the player mostly spending time chasing after counties to get more gold and bonuses while containing Prince John in Cornwall, then finally laying siege, defeating him in one-on-one combat and laying the carpet for the return of King Richard. Like the original Defender of the Crown, once you know the strategic formula, the game is really easy to blitz through perfectly. Outside of a buggy minigame, there's not much archery involved for a title bearing Robin Hood's name. Still, the game is fun and colourful and a pleasant tribute to the Amiga classic. Until next time, shoot straight and aim for your best.